My name is Grace, and I am severely depressed. Why am I severely depressed? Because it's my birthday, and it's also the 2nd anniversary of Club Penguin's demise. You know, in the last stretch of its existence, Club Penguin was a bit of a joke, right? It was full of cringy kids, it was a squeaky clean Disney product, people were getting banned for swearing, and everybody made jokes as it got shut down. I watched both of the Dan and Phil and the Quentin Reviews videos that they made around the time Club Penguin got shut down, and you could tell that the three of them went into making the videos with that mindset.
Club Penguin, however, has been a huge meme for several years because it is a kids Disney-run thing where you can't mess around or you'll get banned.
We are looking at Club Penguin, Penguins, everyone's favorite game to be gone in a month.
But I am not in that mindset. Club Penguin and Webkins were my lifeblood during my formative years. I loved those Club Penguin music videos, which were the same thing as those Movie Maker lyric videos, but in Club Penguin. I loved Nacho's Rules CP. I loved that weird horror series somebody made in Club Penguin that scared the piss out of me as a child. I loved those ninja and those golden Puffle conspiracies that all turned out to be true. And I loved my beloved Penguin Soda Sky High 11. I'm not gonna pretend that Club Penguin was some masterpiece and everyone just didn't get it. Because no. Like, look, in some respects I think Club Penguin was well designed. I mean, like, the penguins and the Puffles are cute. They do have a Sonic Guy thing going on. The map is well laid out, easy to navigate, and full of secrets, or at least it was back in the early days. But I can't really ignore certain things, like how the whole thing is just one flat image that you walk over. A lot of the games were janky, and Aqua Grabber was the worst of it. And even though for the most part the animation was passable, shout out to these penguins down here, and also this fucking Mancala game. The thing is, as a kid, none of this mattered. I mean, yeah, I was pretty young. I probably didn't notice any of it. I went through the yearbooks. The earliest thing I remember is from 2006. So that means I was there before Club Penguin got bought out by Disney. And I know what you're probably thinking. Wait, I thought it was a Disney product. It is, but they didn't make it. They bought it after the fact. Club Penguin was made in 2005, and Disney purchased it in 2007. I remember going on the internet in 2007, and there being little kids bitching about how Disney was ruining everything. For the most part, I chalk up my pure love of this website to the fact that I was a little kid, and I was playing as a blue penguin, and well, Puffle's just so cute, and they all got their different personalities. Wow, I could play games and throw snowballs. I could go sledding with friends. And I know what you're thinking. That still sounds lame. But dude, it was 2006. Fortnite didn't exist yet. And I wasn't allowed on MySpace or whatever the kids were using back then. Club Penguin was nothing but cute fluff. But that's all it had to be in 2006. And I personally think it's fine. Most of my fondest memories of the site involved waking up early on Thursday morning, going downstairs before the bus came, reading the Club Penguin Times, which always came out on Thursdays, seeing what kind of activities were going on for the next week, and then getting hyped because, you know, there might be a party on Friday. So then I would do the whole thing again the next day. I get a quick glimpse of the Club Penguin party before I have to go catch the bus. The parties felt so big and exciting when I was a kid. They changed the entire game. Every room got like new decor, new music, there were free items you could pick up. I always loved the Halloween parties the best, just cause like, look at this. They would occasionally do something weird, like have like rooms that are like all in black and white. They always went all out with it, and it was just a blast going from room to room to see like what they've changed. April Fool's Day parties were also pretty cool. The one from 2008, for example, featured all sorts of different art styles. Most of them were like shitty art styles, like made in MS Paint and stuff. But you know, it's the thought that counts. My personal favorite though was the water party 2007, which Yeah, looking at the screenshots isn't very impressive. The reason I mostly liked it is because it had kind of a backstory to it. So there's this pool that's in the underground and there's like windows and you can see like water creatures occasionally floating by. So in early July 2007, if you were down there, you might see a crab come scuttling over, tap on the glass, and then the glass would break and all the water would come pouring in. But instead of just shutting down the pool, what the penguins decided to do was they pumped all the water to the rest of the island and made like a water party out of it. Anyway, like the cool part was that the crab actually related to the secret agent missions that were in the game. Yeah, there were secret agent missions. There was an IDS game about it. I loved these missions as a kid. They were sort of like a point-and-click adventure game that were from a first-person perspective. Puzzles and stuff. And like, yeah, if you're above the age of 10, you probably wouldn't find it very hard. But as a kid, I fucking loved them. My favorite was the one where you got stranded in the middle of the woods and you had to survive. It absolutely blew my mind as a kid that you had to destroy the survival guide in order to survive. From the third mission on, you start to find paw prints and white hairs at scenes of crimes. Then you actually find out who is behind all these crimes, and it's a polar bear named Herbert and a crab named Klutzy, which is the crab that tapped on the glass. And I imagine that some of you were probably smug at home thinking that you caught Club Penguin in a plot hole, cause oh, polar bears live in the North Pole, penguins live in the South Pole. No, actually, that's part of his backstory. Herbert lived in the North Pole, and he hated it so much he wanted to go somewhere warmer, so he hopped on an iceberg and sailed south, but he went way too far south, and he ended up in Club Penguin, and then he got trapped there, made a crab friend, and then became a terrorist. He destroyed the penguins' personal property. He created disasters in order to injure them. He planned on burning down the entire island. And the whole thing culminates in him making a bomb and putting it in the secret agent HQ, destroying it. He also did Gangnam Style. I was pretty horrified by the destruction of the HQ when I was a kid, especially when I found out that the reason that they did it was because they wanted to make the elite penguin force, which was like a secret agent, but it was cooler and more high-tech, and there weren't any more of those stupid missions. And when I say they got rid of the missions, I mean they got rid of them. They didn't just stop making them. They were gone. You couldn't even play them anymore. I loved them. They were a beloved part of the game. They just threw it out like it was nothing. I also didn't like that they got rid of the ski shop. The secret agent HQ used to be hidden in the ski shop. There'd be like a dressing room that had a secret opening. As a kid, it was kind of cool to sort of discover that. They ended up replacing it with the everyday boating facility, which yeah, I get it, like EPF, like Elite Penguin Force. But you go in there and there's just like nothing secret about it. It's like so clearly a secret agent thing. There's no fun or discovery in that. There's like no mystery to it. And speaking of there being no mystery at all in the game, I always found it funny how the original devs of Club Penguin put in the effort to actually put hidden locations into the game, and then after Disney bought it, that just dwindled down to zero. Like, look at the original map. So there's 3 locations in here that aren't labeled at all. The most obvious one was the mine shaft, but it wasn't labeled like the other locations. The inside of the mine shaft was connected to the pool, but if you wanted to get to the outside, you had to either beat the kart surfers game or just happen to get curious about this little doodle here. I guess saying it out loud, it wasn't really a secret, but I distinctly remember seeing that little drawing of a shack and wondering, is that actually a thing I can click on? And then being pleasantly surprised when it actually worked. But by the time I outgrew Club Penguin, it was its own full-fledged area. They had connected it to the forest. It had a recycling center, which, yeah, that totally looks like it belongs next to a mine shack. The iceberg probably got fucked over the lease. Like the mine, it was just a little drawing on the map. But unlike the mine, it wasn't an obvious building. It was just a little patch of ice. And for a while, there wasn't actually anything to do there. They eventually added Aqua Grabber, which is the worst game. Right away, players decided that if enough penguins go to one side of the iceberg and dance, then the iceberg would tip. Not really sure where that rumor came from, but hey, why not? It even got implemented into the game at the very end. After 12 years, players finally got the tip of the iceberg. And, you know, that's kind of a nice nod to the fans. It warms my heart. But, you know, implementing fan ideas isn't anything new for this game. Speculations about Ninja started around the time that Club Penguin did. I mean, there was a dojo. Odds are someone was using it. And I know what you're thinking. Grace, there isn't a dojo on this map. Yep, there is. Right in between those two mountains right there. Yeah, this was the most hidden location, and one that even if you knew it existed, you would still have to do a little bit of searching for it. You couldn't actually do anything in there for a while. It was just kind of an empty room, but I felt like it was foreshadowing, right? I mean, why is there a dojo? Are there ninjas? I hope there's ninjas. I love this video from 2008 where this person goes through every single piece of shading in the entire game and declares that it's proof that there's a hidden ninja. Ninjas may not exist yet, but someday they will. Oh, Sammy Star 547. You were so right. Not about them actually coming in July, but you were close. They came in November of 2008. So the way that you trained to be a ninja after these few years of waiting was you played rock, paper, scissors. Except it was water, fire, and ice. Water beats fire, fire beats ice, and ice beats water. It was pretty simple, maybe kind of lame. I don't know. It does bother me, and I remember thinking this as a kid too, that none of the fire animations actually do with fire. One does. The one where you squirt hot sauce. But all the other ones, the jackhammer, the night vision goggles, there's another one I can't remember right now. Oh, the pencil. Right? Yeah, I think the pencil one was fire. I guess they didn't feel comfortable showing penguins getting burned to a crisp. Which I guess fair. I did find the whole thing fun when I was a kid, but you have to understand, I was pretty stoked to finally have ninjas. As time went on, the dojo became less and less secret until 2017 where it took up a significant part of the map, which is the exact opposite of what it started out as. I do, like, roll my eyes at that, but, you know, if you're gonna spend this much effort on a game, there's really no point in making the whole thing a secret, right? And I do understand that Disney probably looked at this empty dojo and said, wow, we could put something cool in here. We could put some ninjas in here. Wow, the kids would love that. Kids love ninjas. It might not be fan pandering, but they did put in the golden Puffles and the rainbow Puffles, which were 100% a fan idea. And hell, they technically did the golden Puffle twice. I remember when the yellow Puffle was announced way back in the day. They had it like pop out of the shadows real quick and then quickly duck away. And everybody was freaking out. Oh my god, I saw a golden Puffle. I saw a golden Puffle. I remember. I was there. I was one of those people. But anyways, I know that's a lot of information that y'all don't care about. I know that the way that most people on the internet know Club Penguin is from all those memes where people go on the website and they say swear words and sexual stuff. Wow, that's funny. Unpopular opinion, it's not very funny. Well, okay. Dan getting angry that some kids on Club Penguin are being mildly rude to him and screaming penis. That's a little funny. That guy that got banned for saying lettuce. That's pretty funny. But the jokes where the whole joke is literally, I got banned from Club Penguin because I went in there and said fuck. I mean, yeah, though. It's a kid's spot. You can't just walk into like a place meant for kids and start acting inappropriately. That's just how society works. Like, okay, if you walked into a Build-A-Bear and you said, and I quote, hey bitch, get my fucking dick wet, you will get kicked out, at the very least. That's just how it works. But honestly, to me, the bannings were the least interesting thing about Club Penguin. I never saw anybody ever talking about the class system. Yeah, there was a class system in Club Penguin. The game was free for anyone to play, but if you wanted to unlock maybe, 90% of the content, that's an exaggeration. If you wanted to unlock any of the fun stuff, you had to pay actual money. I personally remember the one-month memberships being around $10, and then the full year ones being $80 to $100. I've been getting some conflicting information about how much memberships actually cost, but the site was in operation for 12 years. The prices probably went up and down. And as you can imagine, based off of the fact that this is a virtual penguin game where there's no plot or anything, you just play as a penguin, there weren't a lot of parents who really bought into that. And so most players waddled around They're nearly naked penguins, wearing maybe a mining hat or an apron or something else that they got for free out of pity at one of those parties. Watching the rich kids strut around in their expensive outfits, walking their exclusive puffles. Members had the option of opening up their igloos to the public, and you could go in. You could go into their multi-leveled igloos and see all their furniture and all their puffles. You can see people partying in there and having a great time, and you can see the clothes that they're wearing, and I don't know, man, just as time went on, it starts to eat away at you. Every month a new catalog would come out, but only the members could actually buy anything from it. And you would see penguins staying around town, showing off their new items. Items that you cannot achieve. Items that you'll never be able to achieve. And you feel the bitterness growing inside you. Only the elite could go to Soda Seas. Only the elite can find the key to the hidden lake, which is hidden within the Black Puffle level of Puffle Rescue, which is for members only. And you will never be the elite because you're fucking poor. Okay, so maybe I still have some baggage left over. I remember one of my sister's friends got a membership, and we all went over to her house and gathered around her computer and watched her play Club Penguin. And it was surreal. We were so used to getting turned away at every opportunity that just watching somebody play with no limitations, it just blew our minds. My mom caught on to the fact that we were really interested in this virtual penguin game. And for Christmas that year, she got us each a 1 month membership card. And that month was the highlight of my entire life. We were on the top. We bought all the clothes, all the furniture, all the puffles, and we showed it all off by layering as many clothing items by taking our puffles for walks. No room or level was off limits. We could go anywhere, we could do anything. We waddled around like we owned the place because our parents spent actual money on this virtual penguin game. But then the month ended, and the game took it all away. I'm not even kidding. Doesn't matter how much you bought while you were a member. It all disappears. Well, okay, I wish it disappeared. The clothing, every time you opened up your menu, it was still there. It was just grayed out, and you weren't able to interact with it. It was painful to see the remnants of my month of glory hidden behind a paywall. The game even plays psychological warfare with your tiny child mind. About the week before you lose your membership, they send you a postcard every single day. Hey, your membership needs to be renewed. You're about to lose it. You're about to lose everything. All this stuff you had, all that luxury you enjoyed, it's about to disappear. You better get your parents' credit card. And when it happened, it was painful. My big, beautiful igloo was reduced down to just one tiny little igloo. They did let you keep your puffles though, which is good. I feel like they probably realized it was too cruel to take away children's pets. And you know, I would walk those puffles. I would walk those purple, pink, green puffles, all the ones that were exclusively member colors. I would take them for a walk and I would show them off, and I would let people know just by looking at me that I once had it all. But yeah, the whole membership thing was a big hit with my sisters and I. So every year, for at least a couple of years, on Christmas and birthdays, we would get a 1 month membership card. So I would have the highlight for about a month at a time during my childhood. And then I would lose it, and then I would get it back again. That feeling though, when you log in and suddenly all your clothes and your furniture and your exclusive access is back, that is a high that no drug will be able to replicate. As I got older though, I began to lose interest in Club Penguin, but on occasion my sisters and I would revisit it. I always went back to my Sky High 11 account because even if I couldn't access any of the shit on there, it was still my account. Sky High 11 was a part of my soul. But yeah, any interest I had would last for maybe a few hours at a time, and then I would just forget about it for months, years. Finally though, I heard the news that Club Penguin was getting shut down, and I wasn't really sad about it. I mean, it was definitely really weird and off-putting that one, a part of my childhood was disappearing, and two, they were closing it on my 21st birthday, but I hadn't been on the website for about 5 years at that point. Even so, on the night of my 21st birthday, I figured, might as well just go see the old place one more time, say a final goodbye to this important part of my childhood. On my 21st birthday, I couldn't get onto my account because I couldn't remember my password, and I had used my mom's email to sign up back when I was like 9, and I didn't want to call my mom and ask her to help me get onto my Club Penguin account on my 21st birthday. And for whatever reason, I really didn't want to just make a throwaway account. It was Sky High 11 or bust. So I left the website and never went back on. and I do kind of regret it now. Lately I've been going back to those Quentin reviews and those Dan and Phil videos and just watching them. They made those videos right before Club Penguin got shut down, and I didn't get to see what Club Penguin looked like in 2017. And yeah, wow, that doesn't look like anything I remember when I was a kid. There's a mall now? The fuck is this dog shit? And this animal Puffle, what? There's a skate park? That's wild. I wish I could have seen it for myself. One day, I was with my sisters. We were driving to Cape Cod, and the song Bad Day came on the radio. One of my sisters said, wow, that reminds me of those Penguin music videos where the penguin would be sitting at the coffee stop looking down at their coffee all sad and stuff. And I was like, haha, yeah, that genre doesn't exist anymore. That genre is dead. No one's ever gonna make a Club Penguin music video again because Club Penguin is dead. My childhood is dead. And you know, when I was planning on making this video, it was about how sad I was that I would never be able to go on Club Penguin and experience what it was like. That this big important thing that I loved when I was a kid, even if it wasn't big and important to anybody else, it was big and important to me. And I'll never be able to revisit it. Like if there's a TV show or a movie from when I was a kid, I could find it and watch it. But Club Penguin is gone. It does kind of make me think that so many games right now are completely reliant on servers, and at any time the company could just get rid of it. Doesn't matter how much money you actually spent on that game. It's not your game, and they can just take it away from you in an instant. And I have to wonder if what happened to Club Penguin is going to be a pattern from now on, and that every few years we're going to get some beloved franchise just get decimated. Lazy Game Reviews made an entire video about this, so I would suggest go watching that video. And Quentin Reviews also brought it up a bit in his video. And you know, despite all my angst throughout this video, that is no longer what this video is about. It was what I was fully intended for it to be about when I set out to make it. But no word of a lie, I was starting the research process for this video, and I typed Club Penguin into Google, looking for a Wikipedia page or a blog or something. The first two links are for Club Penguin Rewritten and Club Penguin Online. Two separate teams of people remade Club Penguin. So I pretty excitedly remade Sky High 11 in Club Penguin Rewritten, which is based more off of the Club Penguin I remember from when I was a kid. Club Penguin Online, on the other hand, is based more off of what Club Penguin looked like right before it got shut down. And you know, Club Penguin Rewritten is great, except for Aqua Grabber, that sucks. Actually, a lot of the games were kind of shit. Except for Kart Surfer. I'm a bacon Kart Surfer. I entered into Club Penguin Online way more timidly though. I mean, I had never experienced what 2017 Club Penguin was like. And I mean, it's pretty different. I'm aware that this is a remake, so you know, obviously they might have taken some liberties here and there. But this is Grace's review of 2017 Club Penguin. Sky High 11 was taken, but I just made a new one because I have matured over the past 2 years. Right off the bat, you can't say that Disney didn't try to spice this dead horse up. They stuffed every nook and cranny with as much shit as they possibly could. But they like replaced the recycling center with a school and that mall. Frankly, I'm appalled. They closed down the theater for that. That escalator is a fucking disgrace. It's so slow and you can't walk up it. Once you get on the escalator, you have to wait for it to finish. I weirdly like the ambience of the mine, which I know is such a weird thing to compliment, but I like how it's pretty quiet and sometimes you can hear the Kart Surfer music just coming out of the mine. I wish they did that with the rest of the areas because the music's pretty obnoxious. It does bother me that you can just walk to the dojo now, and from the mine too. They connected both of those hidden locations. But damn, you could really tell where the budget for this game went, and it wasn't to the skate park. They were clearly trying every trick in the book to keep the kids interested. It doesn't have any legs. I mean, otherwise they were just using Club Penguin as like a digital advertisement. But that can't be it. Even though I'm a cynical asshole, I was pretty excited of fulfilling my childhood dream of getting a rainbow Puffle and getting a golden Puffle. And I did it immediately. But you gotta do tasks to get them, and both of them took me roughly about 10 to 15 minutes. Don't know if I feel any sense of accomplishment for that. But nonetheless, I got them. Yeah, my childhood self is very happy. So I guess in the end, I did get some closure. I could turn 23 in peace. Yeah, I'll never know what Club Penguin was really like in the end, but this is as close as I'll ever get. It's pretty obvious how desperate they were to keep a user base in the age of mobile games and Fortnite. I mean, it's not 2006 anymore. Club Penguin had some competition, and no matter how nostalgic it makes me, it just doesn't stack up. But, you know, two separate teams of people had enough nostalgia, had enough love in their hearts for Club Penguin to recreate it. And I think it says something. Yeah, Club Penguin wasn't anything great, but it was nice and friendly, and it'll always have a place in the deepest pit of my heart. And hey, if I ever want to revisit it again, at least I kind of have the option to do it. And both Club Penguin Rewritten and Club Penguin Online just give you a free membership. So that makes it automatically better than the original Club Penguin, that classist motherfucker.
Where is the moment we needed the most? You kick up the leaves and the magic is lost. And tell me your blue skies fade.